My name is Dan Hopman, and I'm one of your instructional coaches in the Palmdale School District. Sometimes Zoom just doesn't do what we need it to do, or maybe it's not what we need at the time. Setting up a Zoom link and getting it to students can cause issues. It just makes it a little bit harder. Sometimes something like Google Meet, which is another type of video conferencing software, makes things a lot simpler. It's very easy to get it back to the students with the link, and they can get in and you can have that discussion during your office time or whatever it may be. Now, there's multiple ways to set up a Google Meet link for your students. If you want to do something for your whole class, in Classroom, you'll see it right here. You just generate the Meet link right there by hitting the button and make it visible or not visible. So I'm going to go ahead and generate that Meet link. There we go. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. So this is going to be the link that your students in your class will access every time, and they can find that up in the banner up at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And if you notice right here where the I is with it crossed off, it says right there, not visible. If I want to access that link, it'll take me right over to the Google Meet. So there I am. How you doing? I'm going to go ahead and close that out. If I want to make that not visible or visible to my students, let me go into my settings, and you'll see down here at the bottom, right now it is not visible, so I'm going to turn it on. And now when you come over to your banner, you will see that now it is visible, and there's a little camera. Turn it back off. There we go. And now your students can't just go into your meeting anytime. So that's just a real easy way of turning on Google Meet. It's not my favorite way because I like to change things up every so often, or it's something that I need for a specific student that I need to meet with. So that one doesn't always fulfill my need. All right, so I'm in Calendar. To me, Calendar is much easier to set up for like office times or if you want to meet with specific students. So I'm going to create like an office time between 10:30 and 12. Open office with Mr. Hopman. That way my students know what it's for. I'm going to add my guests. Now you can add in all your students if you choose. That's up to you. That will allow them to go straight into your meeting. But I'm only going to add in a couple. So let me add in Old Yeller. And I'll add in Goofy. These are my two students that I'm going to meet with. I'm giving them guest permissions. What that means is that I don't want them to modify I don't want them to invite anybody, and I don't even want them to see the guest list. So those are going to be the things I'm going to set up for this with the permissions that I gave them. I don't want them inviting any of their friends. I'm going to hit that blue button there. I'm going to choose Google Meet. Now I've got my link here for Google Meet, but what I really want to go into are these settings, and I'll get to that in a second. Some other things you can do, you can copy that link, which is what the double boxes mean. There's our settings, and like I said, I'll go through that in a second. Or I can look at the conference details. Again, it gives you the link. You can allow students to call in or parents. That's up to you. I don't think I would worry about that too much. But I'm going to come here. I'm going to go into the conference settings. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Now, there's two areas to go into. I'm going to go over the host controls. Now, with quick access turned on, that means anybody who tries to access your meeting will go straight into your meeting. Well, we don't want that, especially if we're meeting with two students. And you might be testing those two students, so we really don't want them in. So I'm going to unclick that. So when I unclick it, this is what it does for me right here. I have to be the first one to join because I'm the host. Only people invited by the host can join without asking. So those two students can come in at any time. And I'll explain what we're going to do about that here in a second. Everyone else must ask to join. People can't join anonymously, and only the host can dial out of a meeting. We're not going to worry about that because that has to do with the phone call, and we don't need that. So I'm going to have that turned off. Then I'm going to go into Breakout Room. Here's the big deal. If you notice, I've got two already in there. I'm going to go ahead and clear that. And what you can do is you can preset whoever you've invited into breakout rooms. So I'm going to go ahead and drag Goofy into one. Sometimes I'll already start with being in different breakout rooms, so you can clear it. I can even just put these two together if I wanted to, but I don't want them in the same breakout room. I want them separate. Now, if I'm testing students, this will allow me to go into each of the breakout rooms and test those students. So really knowing who your students are that are coming in will make a big difference. You can shuffle them. I can create more rooms, but you have to have at least 2 rooms. I cannot go any lower than 2, but I can create 3 or more if I choose. So that's what I'm going to do for this part. Only people invited to the host can join without asking. This allows them to come in, and then I can put them into their breakout rooms. So now I'm going to click save, and I'm going to click save. Now, if you want to have that invitation go to them, that's up to you. I'm going to say don't send, because I'm now going to go in here and I'm going to take this link. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into a parent square message for that to go out. I'm not going to show you that part because that's a parent square video, but that at least give you an idea of what you can do with that link. You can also go back into Google Classroom and you can send the student a message, a private message with the link there as well. Now let's take a look at what the meeting looks like once students start joining in. All right, from here on out, you're going to have the teacher on the left and you're going to have the student on the right. So on the teacher side, you can see that I already have Google Calendar ready to go. We just set that up. So I'm going to go to my settings. I'm going to go to that event and see that little link right underneath. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, and I'm going to copy that link. That's going to be important because now when I go over to Google Classroom, now I can do this in Parent Square too, but I'm going to use Classroom. I'm going to say, please join me for math testing facts. So I'm going to test their math facts. Now, if I had a class of 30, I would uncheck everybody and only check who I want this to go to. I'm not going to invite everybody. I'm going to add a link, and now I'm going to paste that link I just took from Google Calendar and add it in. And when I'm ready for that, here's the link. I'm going to post it. So now I've got that done. I can close Classroom. The students know to join me. And so now I'm going to open up my Google Meet, and you'll see me here in a second. There I am. I'm going to go ahead and mute my microphone and my camera, so that way there's no feedback as we work. And I'm going to go ahead and open up my meeting. Now on the student side, let's see if they've gotten their message. There's the message right there. We need to do some testing. Actually, let me refresh that. There we go. Please join me for math testing math facts. And now I can join the class. And so all the students that are going to be joining at that time can come in. There I am again. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera and my mic. So that way, again, we don't have any feedback. We really don't want that feedback. So Goofy's ready to come in. Old Yeller's about ready to come in as well, I believe. Yep, there they both are. I can have them come in one at a time. Hey, Goofy, hang here. We're going to let Old Yeller here in a second, and I'll give you more information. Old Yeller, glad you can make it. We're going to be giving you here some information. I'm going to put Goofy into a breakout room, and Old Yeller, I'm going to do the testing with you. And then I'll bring Goofy back into the meeting. Sounds good? Great. So now on the student side, what you'll notice is that Old Yeller will stay the same, but what you will notice up in the top right, that Goofy will disappear. So let me go ahead and open up those breakout rooms. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let me set up that breakout room. I'm going to have Goofy go to the first breakout room, and I'm going to go ahead and open that up. So Goofy will now leave the meeting, and if you notice on Old Yeller's, you see Goofy's not there, so now it's just me and Old Yeller. I can do my testing. Great job, Old Yeller. I'm going to go ahead and put you into a breakout room, and then I'll bring you back once everyone is done. So I'm going to edit that room, put Old Yeller in his room, and I'm going to save that. If you notice, it's asking him to join the breakout room. He then join. And now I'm going to have Goofy come out of the breakout room and come join me. And he will be returning to the main call. There's Goofy. All right, Goofy, let's get your testing done. Great, testing is done. Great job, Goofy. Let me bring everyone together. I'm going to close all the rooms right now. So if you notice, I hit that twice. And now Goofy is back with us with Old Yeller. We have the two people together. Great job, gentlemen. You guys may go back and finish out the rest of your 10:30 to 12 o'clock time. I'll see you at our next session. You guys may now leave. And if they don't leave, I can come back here and I can say, all right, Goofy, you're out of here. I'm going to remove you from the meeting. There we go. He's now out. And Old Yeller, he may have a question, or maybe he somehow muted himself. So you can see here, he's unmuted himself. All right, Goofy, I got to mute you. There we go. And now I'm going to remove you from the meeting. Oh, no, wait. He removed himself. He's good. So those types of settings and those types of moving back and forth really aren't too hard. But if you have any questions, reach out to your EdTech team. We would love to help you out with this. It will make a lot of what you do during your office time, or if you're doing any testing during the day with small group, so much easier. Have a great day.